Afternoon, everyone. Welcome. You're all very welcome. I'm David Breen, and I'm the site leader here at the Pfizer Kalamazoo manufacturing facility. We are very delighted to have you all here with us today, and I'd like to welcome some of our distinguished guests that we have joining us. Senator Debbie Stabenow, Representative Fred Upton, we have our Portage City Mayor, Patricia Randall, and also our Portage City Manager, Joe Lamargo. So this is an exciting day, and I say that fully aware that we've had several of those lately. And what makes this day and this event exciting is what it represents: hope. Hope for the patients awaiting the medicines coming from the facility we're breaking ground on today. Hope is what drives Pfizer's work here and what inspires our colleagues each and every day. Hope is what feeds our Kalamazoo County roots, going back 135 years. Hope is why we exist, to achieve a healthier world for everyone. Whether it's making a vaccine to fight a global pandemic, or any of the 150 plus products we manufacture here to treat the world's diseases, as well as members of our own families, our friends, and sometimes even ourselves. So, in the spirit of inspiring hope, let me outline to you some of the features of our new Modular Aseptic Processing Facility, or MAP for short. So MAP will be one of the most technically advanced sterile injectable production facilities in the world. The 420,000 square foot multi-story building will incorporate cutting-edge aseptic processing technology, allowing us to produce sterile injectable medicines that are the highest quality possible. It also positions us to keep pace with rapidly growing global demand. And what makes this facility so special? It helps us advance sterile manufacturing technology by placing products in distinct modules, and that lowers the risks of cross-contamination and ensures medicines of the highest quality. Once it's fully operational, MAP's aseptic lyophilization module will have a 50 million vial per year capacity. The multi-product design of the facility will enable short turnarounds, which means we get those highest quality medicines to patients faster. MAP will include a shell space to accommodate a second module in the future, providing up to 2 years acceleration for new product capabilities. So MAP represents a tremendous investment, $450 million. With that investment comes jobs. When we first announced this project in 2018, we projected it would help add 450 highly skilled jobs to the Portage campus across 8 years. We've already met that target. Depending on future needs, there's a potential to add more in the years to come, further strengthening the local and statewide high-tech manufacturing environment. So today marks a big step toward that future. We expect to finish construction in 2023, validate the facility the following year, and be fully operational in 2025. And in that light, I would like to thank our construction management partners for their great work and collaboration, the Austin Company, who have worked with us on the Portage campus here since the first building went up 73 years ago, Cockram Construction, again a great partner on this project. I'll also offer our thanks to IPS, our architecture and engineering firm, who has worked closely with us to design an elegant structure that will reflect some of the most advanced ideas and concepts for aseptic product manufacturing. So having the building and the technology in place is critical, but it's the people, our Pfizer colleagues, who will really drive MAP's success. Our operators will use virtual reality to train on the new equipment even before it's installed. That's similar to how surgeons prepare for complicated surgeries. So with this training in place, our operators will be experts at running the equipment as soon as we're ready for production. It's another way we're raising the bar on quality and innovation. It's another way we are inspiring hope. As I said at the start, this is an exciting day. All of us at Pfizer are honored to share that excitement with you. Now it's my privilege to introduce Mike McDermott, President of Pfizer Global Supply. Thank you.
All right, thank you, David, so much. Welcome, everybody. It's interesting how we've all gotten used to the new protocol, come behind the stage, take off your mask, wipe it down, it's this new normal. But truly, I'm thrilled to be back at our site today. And David, thank you so much for hosting me yet again. I've been wearing out my welcome visiting this site, particularly during the COVID vaccine production, as you can imagine. But each time I come, I'm just thrilled with the progress and amazed today to talk to you about this great investment. And really, this investment solidifies Pfizer's focus and our purpose, which is breakthroughs that change patients' lives. And when we talk about that, we talk about the impact that we have around the world. You couldn't think more enough about the breakthrough that we've established just over this last year with our COVID vaccine. And think about the building that will go up quickly behind us and the breakthroughs that can come from that investment. It's just stunning to think what's possible. So thank you for all of that. I'm also grateful for my 27,000 manufacturing colleagues around the world. Those colleagues were focused on this breakthrough, and thousands of them were engaged in the development and manufacturing of the COVID vaccine. And of course, this site here in Michigan has been a huge portion of that, to be able to do it at speed, but with high quality and without cutting any corners. So all of that leads us to today. David talked about the history of the site, and I can't help but reflect on the passion, the pride of our colleagues, 2,800 strong here, and as David mentioned, growing it seemingly every day. And the Senator and I were talking earlier about we're fortunate to be in a community and a state that supports our investment and has high-quality colleagues that we can hire and a good pipeline out of the universities. So this has really been a wonderful place for us to do our work. And ultimately, we see this as an opportunity to grow our U.S. Manufacturing base and continue to hire colleagues for high-quality manufacturing jobs. And ultimately, this will produce products that are vital to patients. And now you can only imagine in the manufacturing space, we think about teamwork a lot. And David mentioned the teamwork that's critical for us today in our facility. The teamwork that we need from the government leaders, Senator Stabenow, thank you so much for your support. Representative Upton, a long, long history of supporting our wonderful site. The Michigan Economic Development Corporation, we couldn't do this without your support. Southwest Michigan First, and of course Mayor Randall, the city of Portage, has just been an amazing place to do our work and a place that we have so much pride to live and work every day. It's just stunning. And so ultimately we will build again and expand our sterile injectable network here at the plant, solidify our sterile injectable manufacturing in the United States. And then of course you can't help but reflect on the amazing legacy and productivity of our active pharmaceutical ingredients on site. This being one of the largest investments still in the U.S. For our industry, so we're thrilled with that. So on behalf of Pfizer, of course the County of Kalamazoo, the City of Portage, but more importantly on behalf of patients, we are so very grateful for your support, your teamwork to make this day possible. So I am incredibly pleased to invite our next speaker, and I'm really honored to introduce Debbie Stabenow, Senior Senator from the U.S. Senate from Michigan. Definitely a prominent leader and recognized for her ability to build coalitions and to work, as importantly, to create new high-quality, high-tech jobs in Michigan. And Senator, we're looking forward to partnering you even further. And I mentioned to you earlier, so I'm a father of 5 daughters, so I have 6 strong women in my home. And I'm always inspired by women leaders, and particularly Senator, for you being the first woman elected to the United States Senate, but definitely not the last. So we're thrilled you could join us, Senator. Please welcome to our site. All right.
Thank you so much, Mike, and David, thank you as well. Always great to be in Kalamazoo, and actually Portage, I should say, right? Kalamazoo County, right? Mayor, right? We're in Portage. And also always great to be with my friend Congressman Fred Upton. And so this is another great day, as you were saying. It really is another great day, and it's really wonderful to be here to celebrate with you. And I also want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to study up and learn what Modular Aseptic Processing facility is. I have to admit, I wasn't exactly sure. I knew it was cool and it was high tech. But I said, what medicines are we talking about? What are we going to be adding? And so I had an opportunity to learn that and was even more impressed the more I was getting into learning exactly what was going to be happening here. Just for a moment, though, I also want to focus on what you have been doing and what it means for the world. I know, like so many people, I can't tell you how proud I was back in December to see those first trucks filled with COVID-19 vaccine rolling from this facility from Pfizer, Portage, Michigan. How exciting it was to see that and all the work that you have done since then. And as David said, you look at the trucks and it really was about hope. That really was what it was about, I think, for all of us. And we are seeing what the vaccines and what hope can accomplish. I want to share a personal story. I've been vaccinated with Pfizer vaccine. My 94-year-old mom has received her 2 shots, and she's a retired nurse, so she did exactly what you said. 2 weeks before it's fully in place. So last weekend, she's in Lansing, I had the opportunity to hug my mom for the first time in a year. And I want to thank you for that. When I think about what we have all missed, when I think about older people and the isolation for all of us, but it's extraordinary. The science, the fact that we are able to see you move so quickly and so effectively is really extraordinary. And today, the announcement about children 12 years old and up, thank you for that. Isn't that fantastic that we're going to be able to move forward? And I do have one more message coming. I came from Grand Rapids with the West Michigan Vaccine Center that's been set up at DeVos Center. And yesterday, they vaccinated with volunteers and a coalition of health providers the most people in a single day in the United States. 12,500 people were vaccinated yesterday. But when I said I was coming here, they said, we can do more. Right? So the message I got, they actually believe they have the capacity to do 20,000 in a day. So they asked me to put some in my trunk and bring it back. So we'll see what we can do. But in all seriousness, I know we're not out of the woods yet. I know that we are in a situation where we have hope because of the vaccines, and at the same time, we see cases rising. And so we've got to continue to do everything we can to keep people safe. And I'm telling folks, get it shot and then give somebody a hug, and you'll feel so much better. This week, the Center for Disease Control, as we know, reported that people who receive the Pfizer vaccine are 90% less likely to get sick. 90% less likely to get sick from COVID-19. That's a pretty big number. In other words, where you work here, where everybody who works here really is a hero. That's not just rhetoric. You are literally saving people's lives every day. And this expansion and the additional work you will do as it relates to other medications, other diseases, all of the efforts you are doing with your technology will do even more. When I think about 450 highly skilled jobs and counting, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal. And we are excited. We are excited that Pfizer is continuing to be on the leading edge of advanced manufacturing technology, that you are meeting the demands for products, and that you will help Michigan remain a leader in creating life-saving medications, something that people in this community have been doing since 1886. So, congratulations. This is about hope. It is about science. It is about the future. And I'm so proud to be your partner. Thank you.
Well, Senator, thank you so much for your reflections on how important this industry is to patients around the world, and not just patients, but ourselves and our families. And I have similar reflections to you. What an amazing time to be able to get back with our families and imagine those days when we could be so close, and more work to do, but we're thrilled to be part of that. And thank you so much for your reflections and your support. So our next speaker is not new to this site at all. I am absolutely thrilled to welcome back Representative Fred Upton. Site is located in this congressional district, and Pfizer Kalamazoo has been in his representation for 34 years. And it's really outstanding that we have your leadership and support of the great work that we do here for all of those years. We've also worked very closely with Representative Upton for many important issues to patients, most importantly being 21st century cures. So Representative Upton, thank you for being with us yet again. We couldn't be more proud to share this great site with you and your legacy. Welcome back, and we'd love to hear from you.
I, too, have been vaccinated with the Pfizer, so thank you. Thank you. I'll confess that I'm 67, so I did wait my turn until 65 and older were there. So, and Debbie, it may be cold enough for you to take some of these vaccines back up to Grand Rapids if you wait just a little bit longer when we get this snow tomorrow. But it is really nice to be here. And I guess for me, I've had a little history, obviously, with Pfizer, but it actually is not really Pfizer. It goes back to Upton. Some of you may remember the name. I knew the individual really well, Ted Cooper, who is the CEO of Upton a lot of years ago, and watched the transition to pharmacy and obviously now to Pfizer. And I got to say that Albert and I, we are on a first-name basis. We got our cell numbers together. We correspond with each other. And I can remember the words that he told me last summer when we embarked on this and we knew that we would have a success. But he told me that his message here, and I think Chaz reminded me of that as well earlier, we're going to spend whatever it takes. Doesn't matter. Probably Albert right here. I don't know if you heard the little beep, but it's buzzing. But we're going to spend whatever it takes to get the job done. That's going to be our mission. And when you think about what we did, and Debbie was Stabenow, my friend, colleague, senior senator, obviously, for sure. She was a big supporter of 21st Century Cures when we moved that bill. We moved it first through the House, and then we relied on the Senate to get it done. But we established the very concept of the emergency use authorization that was instrumental then in allowing the FDA to expedite the approval of drugs and devices. And believe me, Stryker across the street was just as involved in terms of the legislation moving and the impact here for sure. But it established that framework so that you, in fact, could begin to manufacture it months before you actually got the approval by the FDA to get it done. So in essence, we really did get the cart before the horse because the work transpired. And now we're working on the next version, because that bill took 3 years to get to President Obama's desk. It was literally the last bill that he signed into law. President Biden was a tremendous resource to get it done, and that's why it was so encouraging when he wanted to come here, and actually did come here a few weeks ago. But now we're working on 2.0, because when you think about it, that legislation that was signed in 2016 started in 2013. Now we've started a year ago on 2.0 to take advantage of new things, septic programs, all those things. We're gonna be looking for an expanded, even better version that we're looking to get to President Biden's desk before too long. And again, it'll be bipartisan, and it's going to solve the issue that every family is going to want us to do. Solve these issues so that we don't have to suffer like we have this last year with COVID. Now, I was here last summer and sat down with Charles. We were socially distanced. We had our masks, plural, on. We sat at a picnic table. Thank goodness it wasn't raining, wasn't too hot. But it was a Herculean day in terms of the Herculean effort to get things done, to be able to see those trucks roll out on that December morning. The world watched. It really did. It was like the first moon launch in terms of the pride that not only the people here had, but all across the country. Debbie, like me, I'm sure I heard from lots of my colleagues who were glued to the TV set that afternoon. Forget the NFL games. We want to see what's really happening that's going to be showing up in our communities thanks to FedEx and UPS. And we did watch. And I'll tell you now, today I was on statewide radio, and they had a little mistake. Michael Patrick Shields, some of you may listen to him. He's really a good friend of both of ours. He started off by saying this morning, "So Fred, tell me how the groundbreaking was yesterday in Portage." He got it right, Patricia, in Portage. I said, "Well, it's actually today." He said, "Oh." He said, "Well, how is it working with a Democrat?" You know, I get criticized every now and then, as you may know. I said, "You know what? It's a pleasure to work with people like Debbie Stabenow. We're looking out for the Great Lakes. We're looking out for our industries. We're looking out for our families. There's no daylight between us on issues like this. And it is really an exciting day to see a community, to see a nation, to see our state come together and really solve an issue that has perplexed the world. So thank you. Thank you, Pfizer. Thank you, every employee that's here to make sure that this thing got done. And if it's okay, if it doesn't violate the House Ethics rule, I'm going to take one of these Pfizer masks with me, and I'll wear it when I get back to D.C. in a couple of weeks. God bless all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative Upton. That was wonderful and interesting as always. You know, I remember that lunch we had, and I remember you asking me, well, how much money are you guys going to invest in this vaccine? And I did say that. I said, whatever it takes. And I also told you we were going to put Portage on the map. Do you remember that? Well, we did that too. So, hello everyone, I'm Chaz Calitri. I have the privilege of leading 3 of our sterile injectable manufacturing sites at Pfizer, of course, Portage being one of them. Firstly, I'd like to say that although I'm not from Michigan, I feel like an honorary citizen of Michigan. I spent most of 2020 here working with the team and leading the site. I was part of the team that helped enable and scale up our COVID-19 vaccine. This was accomplished in less than 10 months under the very capable leadership of Pat McAvoy. And what a team we put together, and what a team. They did this in less than 10 months, from March 20th. Yeah, thank you. It was March 20th, Bill, when you called me at home. Yep. And December 13th, the first trucks rolled out. So, incredible achievement. What I learned during my residency here in Michigan is there's a special spirit here. David called it a spirit of inspiring hope, but it's also a can-do spirit. I'm a chemical engineer by background, and engineering is all about can-do. Our team here in Michigan demonstrated why we have such high confidence in this site and why we don't hesitate investing huge amounts of money in this site. The community is incredible. The university systems, which we've tapped into tremendously. For our COVID operations here, I'm told about 70% of our new hires, of which there are over 600, are recent college graduates here in the area. Just a great pool for the labor. The work ethic, as we said, a can-do ethic, and that's very similar to what this project, this MAP project, is all about. As you've seen and heard today, the MAP program will continue to make the Portage site a leading sterile injectable manufacturing facility for patients all around the world. We service over 120 countries from this location and have done it for many, many years, 73 years to be exact. I look forward to watching the MAP project, coming from the ground up. It's been a long time in the making. It's been just an incredible journey to get to this point. I have a high confidence in this project team that they'll get it done a lot sooner, maybe even cheaper. Janet, you're laughing. So I want to thank our national, state, and local leaders for your support and for being here today with us. I want to thank our partners helping us. We depend heavily on our partners, internal in Pfizer and external to Pfizer, as you know. And, I thank Mike and Bill. It's always good to thank your bosses, right? So for all the confidence and support you've had, and thanks for being here again. We really appreciate it. I thank Janet for incredible leadership and passion for MAP and for bringing us to this point. We couldn't have gotten here without you. Persistence pays off. Yeah. And just one more thank you, if I could. So Lori Wolverton, is she here? No. So many of you don't know Lori. Lori is behind the scenes orchestrating everything we do here at the Portage site, and I'd be remiss if I didn't give a special thanks to Lori. Okay, so with that, let's get started. We've got the cleanest soil in all of the world behind me, and I'd like to call up, let's see, in no particular order. So Senator, Representative, Mayor Randall, please. Mike, Bill, Nanette, please. David, where's David? Yep. Did I miss any? Joe, where's Joe? Come on up, Joe. All right. Yeah, please bring your hard hats if I could ask you. Great. Okay. Where's Janet? We need Janet for the order. You want to set us up? Yeah.
looks all too nice.